This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, an Odyssey station. And if you don't have the Odyssey app, then you don't have us everywhere you want to be. Yeah, on your tablets, on your phones, on your computer things. You know, get that Odyssey app. Plus, you get all these cool Odyssey curated radio stations just for you.
Like Lighters in the Air. I don't know, as a kid I was growing up loving like hair metal and all those kind of bands. And there was always one song on the record, maybe sometimes two, but usually one song was the power ballad. And you're like, okay, what's the song? So like, get the ladies in the mood. And now there's a whole station for that. So if you want to get your lady in the mood, listen to Lighters in the Air.
All right.
Or if you want to hear a bunch of bands covering Metallica, we have a station for that as well, BJ. It's called Metallica's Cover Me.
Oh, man. There's plenty more of these Odyssey curated exclusive stations for you. Download that Odyssey app today. Get all the audio that matters to you. That's AUDACY Odyssey.
Let's play Beat Mix. It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Meg. And it's time to pump it up for Monday. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, welcome to Monday, where it's not Tuesday, I guess.
That's about the only saving grace for this Monday. I'm really tired. I don't know about you guys, but
I have a little thing to throw out there, though, for Mariners fans. Obviously, it didn't work out for him. But how about this? On Wednesday, the Los Angeles Dodgers could actually go home and not get into the divisional series after winning 106 games. Wow. They have to do a one-game playoff, which is so ridiculous because 106 games is a lot. And they did 16 games better than the Mariners, and they basically are in the wild card and could go home. The Cardinals can beat them on Wednesday. And that's it.
I didn't even know that because San Fran had a better season with 107 wins.
Yeah, that was wow. That was drama nobody knew about yesterday. There could have been a one-game playoff-y kind of thing for first place, I think, because the Giants could have lost and the Dodgers could have won, and then they would have both been tied. But that didn't happen because the Giants won. Both of
them have been really hot at the end of the season too. I'm just looking at it now. I didn't even know that.
The Giants have been good all year. The Dodgers have been a little swingy, but boy, they ended up winning 7 or something in a row at the end. But how about that, though? The Dodgers could be just like the Mariners. I mean, they could be done on Wednesday. That's it. One game, and that's it. So, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes
well, if that happens, they should fire the manager because clearly he wasn't doing enough.
Yeah, definitely. Get rid of that.
106, not good enough. Right. Get out.
Should have been 108. Roberts guy out of there. What's he ever done for the Dodgers?
Let's get to our contestant today. We got Charles in Sultan. Charles, are you there?
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks!
There we go. That's the way to go.
All right.
What's up?
All right, Steve, get out of here.
For those playing at home, Charles will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Charles, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Approximately how many days does it take for the moon to revolve around the Earth?
30.
No.
31.
No.
29.
No. Terry Bradshaw's famous for playing on what NFL team?
Steelers.
Yes. In which Disney movie is Cruella de Vil first seen as the villain?
101 Dalmatians.
Yes. Who played Cher in Clueless and Batgirl in Batman and Robin?
Alicia Silverstone.
Yes. What is the oldest university in the United States?
Harvard.
Yes. What would a sommelier recommend to you?
Pass.
The Berlin Wall came down in what year of the 80s?
85.
No.
86.
No.
87.
No. What is the capital of Nebraska?
Pass.
Also the name of a planet. Who is the Roman goddess of love?
Venus.
Yes. How many NFL teams are there?
32.
Yes. What would a sommelier recommend to you?
That'd be Uranus, right?
No.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5, 6 correct.
What a vintage that would be.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Damn.
No, it is not. And I hope it never will be.
I mean, you can make that kind of product in prison. So I guess in a way,
Fair enough. Well, it seems that BJ knows exactly what that term is. So
I sure do.
Good
you
for
know
you.
what? I'm a guy that's in the know.
we'll find out if Steve
Hey,
is.
look who it is.
Hey, Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Approximately how many days does it take for the moon to revolve around the Earth?
30?
No.
29?
No.
31?
No. Terry Bradshaw's famous for playing on what
wait, a whole
NFL
year.
team?
Huh?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about
Just
it.
stupid.
Yeah.
Terry Bradshaw, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes. In which Disney movie is Cruella de Vil first seen as the villain?
101 Dalmatians.
Yes. Who played Cher in Clueless and Batgirl in Batman and Robin?
Alicia Silverstone.
Yes. What's the oldest university in the United States?
Plattsburgh State University.
No.
Go Cardinals. I don't know. Yale?
No.
Harvard?
Yes.
Whatever.
What would a sommelier recommend to you?
Wine.
Yes. The Berlin Wall came down in what year of the 80s?
88, I think.
No.
89.
Yes. What is the capital of Nebraska?
Cornhole.
No.
That's it.
Lincoln.
Yes. Also
Wow.
the name of a planet. Who is the Roman goddess of love?
Venus.
Yes. How many NFL teams are there?
32.
Yes. And Steve, you win. It's nice. 6-9.
Good job, Stevie.
Wow.
Sorry about that,
That's all right.
Well, when you win like that, I mean,
Yeah.
or lose like that, it's
Charles. A
fine.
nice victory, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Couple lucky guesses.
Yeah.
No, I love it whenever I say yes and you're like, oh.
Like Venus?
Yes.
I honestly was about to go Aphrodite. I was like, oh, why did I say Venus? It's Aphrodite.
It's not Aphrodite because that's not a planet.
Good point.
Can't wait to go to that planet Aphrodite. Here, it's a nice place.
The only one that you missed, Charles did as well. Approximately how many days does it take for the moon to revolve around the Earth?
Anybody know this? Because I'm trying to think of one of those moon charts that I see at the massage therapist because she has one of those, and it feels like it's I don't know every 15-ish days.
No,
28.
It's 28 days.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Right, I
wow.
figured it was right around 30.
Yeah, and you both guessed 29, 30, and 31.
I wonder if that's why they called that movie 28 Days. If they, with that virus, if they sort of made it on the moon cycle in a weird way.
Oh, like the 28 days later one?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting they picked 28 days if that's the moon going around, but I don't know.
Interesting. I never even thought about that.
Neither did I till now. I could be completely wrong, but you know.
Yeah, but it's a good reason to go back and watch that movie.
Good call.
It's spooky time. We got to do that. Congratulations, Steve. You won. Boom.
Boom. That's it. It's over.
Somebody just texted us saying, can you explain the sommelier question? I don't know. Was there a debate or a conversation beforehand, or are they just?
Okay,
I just
so
want to know why you asked that question.
well, I asked it because it was a question that maybe even Sarah gave it to me. I don't even remember where I got that one.
Maybe it was our discussion that they wanted to know about.
Charles, he didn't know. He got to answer it twice, and he was like, "I don't know, Uranus, Rev."
Nice.
Yeah, and so obviously that's a no. But then BJ mentioned the fact that you can make a certain type of wine in prison.
Yeah, toilet wine.
Toilet wine.
Yeah.
And so
the Uranus might be involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty entertaining. So, yeah, that's what you ended up missing, what we were talking about before you got in, yeah.
We had to be vague because you were coming into the studio, so I didn't really want to give it away.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you would have totally gotten it at that point.
Yep. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we were, yesterday, Steve, when we're going to be having Mitch on soon, and I want to let you know that I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the Seahawks game. I had 4 screens going in my house yesterday.
4?
Yeah.
I was bouncing back and forth between 2.
Yeah, I had my 2 TVs, my iPad, and my iPhone watching all 4 baseball games that were actually important. The Jays, the Sox, the Yankees, and the Mariners, and they were all playing 4 different teams. Mm-hmm. And then when the Hawks came on, I kicked the Blue Jays game off, and then I was watching the Hawks game and then the other 3 baseball games. And so I wasn't paying much attention, but Sarah came upstairs and was like, I want to take a picture of this, but we were not allowed to take baseball pictures on and show those images. But it was quite a sight as she saw me, which is, I was attention deficit theater, no doubt about it.
Which is not usually how you are. You're usually just one screen. I'm not playing with my phone.
I was thinking of Vicky the whole time. I'm living like Vicky. I'm living La Vicky Loca.
That is exactly my day-to-day life and brain. Just multiple screens, multiple things going on at once.
It was, I have to say, there's no downtime, Steve. You know what I mean? It's like you watch a pitch, then you go over there and watch a pitch, then you watch a pitch, then you watch Russell make a play. I mean, I was bouncing around like a crazy man, like a pinball machine.
I was putting that last button on my controller in time with how much I was using it. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, we got to get back quick. Let me see if I'm back from the commercial yet.
Yeah, it was
mostly on the Seahawks, but because baseball's a little bit slower moving. So, and then once I realized that they were pretty much. It felt like they were out of it right at the get go.
Yeah,
just by how bad they started off. But I still wanted to check because hey, rallies happen. It has happened all season.
It's so true, and that's what I was hoping for. But then when you saw the Blue Jays just destroying the team they were playing, and Baltimore, and then the Yankees, though, that was a hell of a game. It ended in the bottom of the 9th because the Rays and the Yankees were shut. It was goose eggs all the way to the bottom of the 9th, and then finally the Yankees pushed across a run. So. Yeah, so when we talk to Mitch, which, by the way, we're going to talk to very soon, I'm not going to remember a whole lot about the game. But Mitch will. Big win for the Niners, I should say, over the Niners. And Mitch Unfiltered, Mitch Levy, host right there. We'll talk to him at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, we're back to being excited talking to our next guest because big win from the Seahawks. And we've got the host of Mitch Unfiltered. Mitch Levy joins us.
He almost wasn't on the show today. I mean, if it didn't go the right way, it would have been over.
Oh, for God's sake, stop that. Stop that. It would not have been over. I have a few things to say to you guys this morning. Good morning.
Oh, do you? Well,
yeah.
Good morning to you, sir.
Well, one thing you know, and the other that nobody else on your team knows, is the first thing that we should mention is, do you remember, Migsy, last year when your cohort over there said that in the last 4 games, the Seahawks were going to go 0-4 in their last 4 games?
Yeah,
you remember that? Yeah.
I said it.
Yep, and there was
we made a friendly wager. We made a breakfast wager. I'm here to proclaim, ladies and gentlemen, all of you Rock of Seattle fans, that BJ Shea has finally paid his debt to society.
It was a bitter pill, I have to tell you. A bitter pill.
Wait, did he send you breakfast?
Let me tell you, we met for breakfast at a little place in Bellevue last week, and I was thrilled to eat my breakfast and then just literally get up and walk away. Just leave him at the table with the check. Yep. Leave him at the table with the check and walk away. But I wanted to make sure that your entire audience knew that it took about 8-9 months. We got to the next football season, but he has paid his debt to society. That's the first thing.
What'd you guys get? A lot of scheduling issues, that was the thing.
Where'd you guys go? I have so many questions. Screw the Hawks game. Where'd you guys go? What'd you eat?
Oh, we went to one of the best, and Mitch and I both know about this place in our own separate way. And when he suggested this place, and he's like, "Hey, do you know about this joint in Bellevue?" Because it's one thing to go to a chain place, but if you can go to a little family place that's the neighborhood place. And I'm like, well, straight. Mitch, I will be glad to buy you breakfast at a place called Chase's Pancake Corral, which I don't want to say it because there's a line sometimes to get in this joint. So I don't want everybody to know about it. I was kind of upset that Mitch knew about it. I was like, there's another guy that knows.
Mitch not only knows about it, but Mitch knows that it's a great place when a friend of yours has no faith. Yes. In the local football team. Yeah. It's a great place to make him buy you eggs and hash browns and all fruit and all kinds of good stuff. So Migsy, yes, he's a man of his word, and I'm waiting for the next wager. What's the next wager, BJ?
Well,
I'm ready because I'm getting hungry.
Before you get that, I want to tell Steve, because Steve always likes to know, what is their plate? What's their famous plate? What's their specialty? Yeah. We know, of course, Vula's has the Chinese pancake and the hobos that they do. They do a thing called the hash brown omelet, which at Chase's Pancake Corral. And the hash brown omelet is pretty amazing. My wife and I both love that. Of course, if you're watching your waistline, you can't always get the hash brown omelet, so I had to.
I'm looking at the menu and it comes with an English muffin?
Yeah.
Forget about it.
When I sat down with Mitch, I've already gone past the quarantine 15. I'm into it's plenty. I hit 20. So and Mitch actually, every time I get together with Mitch, it's like, all right, this guy eats right. He eats healthy. He's in good shape. I said, I better order what he orders if I want to have any semblance of basically dropping any of this weight that I put on in the last couple of years.
What you don't realize, BJ, is I got to get ready to meet Migsy in the ring. Migsy and I are going at it.
I had no. Is that the next bet? That's right, brother. Wow. Yeah. There'll be, you know what? I was going to make a bet today, Mitch, but the Seahawks did turn it around. Now, I confessed earlier that I was watching multiple games yesterday since all the baseball games were on. So I didn't follow the Hawks game as closely as I usually do. So I don't know why we were as good as we were, but I'm glad we were.
And by the way, when was the last time we could say that in Seattle? That in October we were following baseball instead of following a Seattle Seahawks game. Boy, it's been a long time, right? Since we could say that. But
very exciting because it makes you feel like that there's no reason why they can't get better, the Mariners. So I feel like a lot of Mariners fans ended with a good feeling this time. Like finally, it looks like we have a management team in place that might be able to put a good product on the field consistently.
Well, it's been 20 years since
and they were
game
close.
number 162 had something to do with anything.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, it didn't because the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees both won. So it actually feels a little bit better that the Seattle Mariners losing in game 162 doesn't mean much. But it was a good season. They went 90-71. It's been a long time. There's a lot of optimism around the team, and there's no reason to not have really good feelings about this team in spring training next year. It's been, again, a long time since we went into a season thinking, hey, the Mariners are right there in the mix. Now, it'll depend upon what they do in the offseason. They still have to get better because they kind of exceeded where they should have been. If you look at the metrics, and I know that Miggsy's a big metrics guy.
He's all about the metrics.
Live, sleep, eat, poop, metrics all the time.
Look at you. Look at you. You've got it down.
He's about hash browns and metrics.
You know it.
Call him Sammy Saber. That's how metrics he is.
The metrics say that the Mariners should not have had the season that they had this year in wins and losses. So they kind of overachieved this year. They're going to have to get better. They got some good young players, and they'll have to get better this offseason. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what the Mariners are all about in 2022. And then the Seahawks, while you were watching baseball, BJ.
Oh, yeah.
The Seahawks, boy, they were looking down the barrel. Weren't they 5 days? They had in a 5-day stretch because they play on Thursday night this week. They had the 49ers on the road and a Rams team that until yesterday had looked unbeatable. And so you were staring at 1-4. You were staring at 1-4 through the first 5 games. If you're the Seahawks, if you lose those 2 games, and I think at 1-4, you're pretty much out of it. You'd have to go on some stretch, unbelievable stretch. So to get that win, that was a professional football win yesterday for the Seahawks, 28-21 over the 49ers.
Mitch, I'm glad they went back to their old ways. The ways that always work is that they suck in the first half and then come out strong and win it in the second half. It's about time we got some Seahawks football.
That's how I want it, Mitch. You know what? Finish it in the fourth quarter. That's what you got to do.
They were paralyzed in the first half of that game.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I said on episode 161 of Mitch Unfiltered, I said that...
get it wherever you get podcasts or MitchUnfiltered.com, please.
I said on episode 161 of Mitch Unfiltered that if you dropped a Martian down onto the earth and he watched football for the first time, he or she, and he saw Russell Wilson play in the first, let's call it 26 minutes. You know they got their first down, BJ, Miggsy? They got their first down with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Right.
It's insane.
They couldn't get a first down. They were so bad. And the offensive line was so bad. They were getting whipped. And Russell Wilson, the Martian would have said, taken one look at Russell Wilson and thought, this may be the worst quarterback in the National Football League. I mean, he was that bad. He was getting no help. He was throwing high. He was jittery in the pocket. He just looked like a rookie. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then something happened. With 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go, he throws that ball out in the flat to Alex Collins, the backup running back, who rumbles about, 20 yards for the first down for the Seahawks. They go down the field. Okay, so they go down the field there. They score 7, and they go to halftime, and it's 7-7, and they haven't even really started yet. They haven't even played at all. So it's 7-7. You feel really good at half, and then they come out in the second half, and I don't know what they did at halftime. It's kind of a when Harry met Sally thing. I'll have whatever they did. I'd like to know what they did, because whatever they did at halftime, that offensive line came out in the second half. Russell Wilson came out and they were humming along. He was not sacked once. I don't think he was touched except for the one play where he got out of it and he spun and he did a Russell Wilson thing and threw that ball to Freddie Swain in the end zone for a touchdown. And I got to tell you, if the 49ers, now the 49ers did lose their quarterback. So they had to go to their second-string quarterback in the second half. But if the 49ers got that one play, I don't know if you saw it on the highlights, BJ, where they threw the ball to the guy and the guy was wide open. There was a mix-up. There was a mix-up in the Seahawks secondary, and it was essentially a gift 75-yard touchdown. If the Seahawks don't mess that up and they cover that guy, this game could have been 14. It could have been 21. I mean, this was a real ass whooping in the second half for the Seahawks over the 49ers. So it's got to make you feel good. And by the way, while that was happening, the strangest thing was happening in Los Angeles, where the Rams were getting dusted on their own home field by the Arizona Cardinals, which no one saw that coming. Everybody saw the Rams beat the Buccaneers and Tom Brady last week. Everybody's been touting the Rams as the best team in football for the last 6 or 7 days, and they get just used at their home field by the Cardinals. So now, Thursday night football, the Rams come here. The 49ers, the Seahawks are all of a sudden feeling good about themselves. The Rams are all of a sudden feeling not so good about themselves, and we'll see what happens on Thursday night. So it'll be very fun on Thursday night.
Who benefits from the short week, Mitch, when you take a look at what the Rams, because the Rams have really been very unkind to us last couple of meetings we've had with them, given basically the offense fits. You don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff the way you do with a full week. Who benefits from this, us or them?
I think here it's a wash, because I think typically the team that benefits is the team that's healthiest. The team that has bumps and bruises coming out, it takes a long time. And this is why the players hate the Thursday night game. And this is why, if you really look at the Thursday night games since they were implemented several years ago, you'll find that the level of football on Thursday night is not nearly as good as it is on Sundays. It takes time for these guys, their bodies, to feel right after a collision on Sunday. They don't practice on Monday. They look at films. They come back on Tuesday. They don't hardly practice on Tuesday. Then they walk on Wednesday. And before you know it, Thursday's already here. So I would say the answer to your question is typically the team that's more injured. But I think at this point in the season, I think both the Rams and the Seahawks are pretty healthy. And so I don't know that there's any advantage one way or the other. I guess if there's a slight advantage, you like to be home. You'd like to make the other team go on the road in the short week, so the Rams have to come here. But again, we talked about it last week when we were all, crying over the loss to the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
it's the NFL and every other sport. I remember the old Sonics coach George Karl.
Oh yeah,
George Karl grabbed me and pulled me aside. This would have been like 1996, something like that. And he said, what you guys don't understand, you media guys, you radio guys, what you don't understand is that sports is all about matchups. And if A is better than B and B is better than C, A is not necessarily better than C. It's all about matchups. And the Vikings, I think I said to you this last Monday, the Vikings had, even though they lost yesterday, the Vikings have the wide receivers and the passing game to take advantage of what the Seattle Seahawks weakness is, and that's the cornerbacks and the pass coverage. There's just no question about it. That's the weakness of the Seahawks. Now, the 49ers, when you look at their quarterback, Garoppolo, Lance, their wide receivers, Debo's good, but they don't have a compliment to him yet, and they're trying to find their way from a pass game perspective. They didn't have yesterday the guys at the right positions to take advantage of Seattle's weakness. The Rams on Thursday night do. Stafford can really hurt you. They've got great receivers, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. They've got so this is going to be a hard game. I think Seattle's going to lose this game. I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Seattle's going to lose this game, which will be weird. They'll be 0-2 at home if they lose this game, and they'll have 2 victories on the road. That'll be crazy, but it's going to be a very difficult game for them to win, BJ, on Thursday night.
Well, so you heard it here first, which means if they somehow find a way to win that game, what a gift for us.
Maybe bet some breakfast on it, BJ.
No. See, I'm a little bit different than BJ. I'm not betting against the Seahawks at home on Thursday night. I think it'll be a tough game, but I think I'm not sure. I think the Rams will win on Thursday night.
And that's the thing is, I don't want to bet on the Hawks because I think Mitch might be right. Look, you talk about execution and coaching. If the Hawks win, then it's execution and coaching that made that happen. Because you're right, Mitch. The Rams come in with just more talent in a place where we have a weakness. And
I'm optimistic. Seahawks win by 3.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not. I mean, that's doable.
No, they can win. No, it's totally. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what the spread. I haven't looked at the spread this morning. Vegas probably has this thing a pick'em or very, very close to a pick'em. Maybe even the Seahawks a slight favorite. Look, it's not going to be outlandish if the Seahawks win by any stretch of the imagination. They're home. They're very good, or we think they're pretty good. The Rams are great. I think the Rams are, despite yesterday, they're really, really good. But let me tell you something. If Miggsy is right, and the Seahawks win this game, and they somehow get to 3-2 with 2 divisional wins, they will be 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, remember what we said at the beginning of the season, and what it looked like in the first couple of weeks was their biggest opponents are going to be in the NFC West. The Cardinals are playing great, the Rams are playing great, the 49ers are playing great. So, yeah, if they win this game and get off to a 2-0 start in their division, that would be a major plus for the Seahawks.
Well, there you go. You heard it. And, of course, you can hear more with Mitch Unfiltered. Get it wherever you get podcasts, as well as MitchUnfiltered.com. Episode 161. All right. Well, the next Monday when we talk to you.
No, the Friday. It's Thursday Night Football.
Oh,
we're talking
jeez, I got to get up
Friday.
again?
That's not in my contract. I only talk to Mitch on Mondays. Oh, man, I got to call somebody. All right, when we talk to you on Friday, here's hoping we got a smile on our face, though.
Yep.
If we don't have a smile on our face, you're saying, yeah, we kind of figured that's possible because the Rams come in, like you say, with a great opportunity to take advantage of our defensive weakness. And we'll see just how our offense does, because then I will get to at least feel justified with my complaints about how you got to pick. You got to make a choice. Are you going to be really good on offense or really good on defense? It being middle of the road on both is not going to help you. And I'm talking offensive line. Because if you can't protect Russell and your defense isn't that good, you're just not going to go anywhere in this league. So we'll see.
Well, they're going to have trouble protecting Russell on Thursday night. They got a guy named Aaron Donald. We've seen him, number 99. So we'll wait and see. But look, as you listen to B.J. Shea and his execution of his theory about the Seattle Seahawks, just remember he'll buy you breakfast too.
That's right. That's very true. But I won't bet you. So the only guy I got to buy. But believe me, there'll be another bet, Mitch. I'm just going to wait for it to be all the stars to align what I think is the right alignment that gives me a great chance to win. I'm ready for you to put down the wallet, buddy. I want to see you pay. All right, MitchUnfiltered.com, wherever you get podcasts, you'll get episode 161. Take it easy, Mitch. And, Will Smith, he's that actor guy. He just shared what he thinks is his best and worst movie. What did he say? Oh, you're going to hear from Will at 7:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, in one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you gather up your information and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.